Hey, Glenn Piccolo here with Adams Automotive and Autoshop Answers. Sitting here with the GOAT, Todd
Hey,
Hayes,
what's
man.
up, Glenn Piccolo?
What's going on, man? We're about to, just have an amazing fireside chat, as you call it.
Kind of debriefing a major weekend a couple weeks ago.
Yep. Yeah, we had Courtside, which was fire.
Woo!
I got to go train at Courtside, which I've been waiting to do.
I can't wait to hear about that.
I've been wanting to go, but you kind of have me scheduled already on that day, so I don't get to make it.
Busy.
But since you guys were in Vegas, I got to go and do Courtside
so we'll
with.
be able to also debrief the Vegas key to key. So I hear I keep you busy.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
You're a rock star. Oh, by the way, who's this brought to you by?
Oh, Autoshop Answers.
Boom, let's go.
Yeah.
What an amazing company. Glenn, before we even get into the debriefing, Glenn and I go back many years. I was talking to the team about this at Key to Key in Vegas, how, I do have a great sense of finding great people, identifying great people. And so I was telling him, no, like really, I can't remember this, but Glenn tells me I specifically trained him on PMI and cars when he was 18 years old.
I remember that day.
And I'm like, wow, obviously, through the years I've trained so many people, but because of people that you and I know, I was able to keep my eye on your career.
Yeah.
And this is the fun thing about scaling a company is I watched Glenn's career as it blossomed through the years, and I said, man, that guy is going to be part of my team. He's going to be part of my team. He's going to be part of my team. And we stayed in touch, really until finally, we're a faith-based business. God opened the door.
Yeah.
And that was actually on a private equity deal at a company you were working for. Glenn was overseeing a pretty big operation, and Sun Auto came in, did a private equity deal with Loretta.
Yep.
And, obviously I knew Shane and the rest of the team there. And so, the day.
It was the day.
No, it was the day. No kidding. This was the absolute day that I heard about that deal. I was making the phone call.
Yeah, I remember the day. I remember exactly where I was. You know how there's those moments in your life.
Yeah, I do too.
Where you remember.
I was in
Patty's.
I was actually living with Perry and Patty. When I would come out here, and we started scaling Adams, I would stay at Perry and Patty's home when I was in Houston, in Boston. I would stay with Bill or Charlie. And kind of, was like kind of a vagabond as we're scaling this thing, but we're all like family. I was in the camo room.
Oh.
Yeah, camo room at Perry and Patty's, sitting on the side of the bed, talking to you on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, right then. Yeah, I remember it so well. And I knew, okay, God, obviously we pray for everything, and I knew, and you turned me down. Because of your loyalty to even the company, which, you just have to say, wow, look at this loyalty. And, but again, it went in a different direction for your career. And I love the story that you tell about, the day that you found out the company was being sold.
Sure.
It was kind of devastating to you. And I told you, now, I said, well, you looked at it at that moment as one of the worst days of your life because it's scary.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh,
man, what about me? And but God had a plan that it was truly the best day of your life. Would you agree?
I agree. Yeah.
Boom, let's go, you rock star.
I thought, for years I was teaching your concept. Matter of fact, I gave you credit, right? Because, when you had sold your first company, when I started at that company.
As Joe Adams said back when I was young.
Yeah. Back in 98 is when I started, and you had sold the company, but I knew you because everybody obviously knew you sold the company. And so they had presented it to me as Todd Hayes' concept, right? And so I'm like, man, I know Todd's concept. Right. And so then as I transitioned in my career, everybody's taken bits and pieces of your concept and tried to teach it. And I thought I was actually teaching it. Like I've been teaching phone skills, right? Like for years and years and years, but I didn't understand the full concept. And you told me I'm going to teach you the real concept.
Have
and,
I done that?
And you have done that.
Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, in the first 6 months, I learned more about not only running a shop, but business and just people is a big thing than I learned in my first 20 years.
Right.
So I
Well,
thank you for that. Yeah.
But you know, hey, it also comes down to you. You know, and as you started really embracing the full breadth of the concept, you know, you were just amazing. And what you've done with Adams is simply amazing. You know, I mean, I think you came on board maybe 3 months, 2 to 3 months after we just started scaling the company. And man, right away between you and Jose Garcia, give it up. We're big clappers, man.
Boom, boom.
Right away, Jose Garcia you two were you know just in alignment, and you know really starting those take fives that we do every day that I've done for years, and really mastering the concept. And then man, to watch you guys scale this thing. I always loved. I told this story at Courtside when we rocked it. You know, we doubled the revenue pretty quick, over doubled to 500,000. And you know, I was like so proud of you guys because we did it so quick. I think it was like so fast.
So fast. So fast.
I think we did it in about 4 months. And people don't understand. I was in the trenches with the wrenches every day. I mean, I was sweating bullets. We were PMIing cars. We didn't have all the speed racks and all the things that we've developed now. But wow, there's so many stories even on how everything develops. Man, we were taking pictures. We were doing moto visuals, pretty straight on, which you actually brought to our company from Louetta.
Yep.
You know, and that's another story we could even talk about because it's so good. Oh my gosh, you know, and then we hit 500, and you know I go, all right, man, next stop 750. And Glenn's like, wait a minute, what happened to 600?
How about
550?
About 525.
Yeah, something.
I mean, 550.
Something,
you know?
man.
Yeah,
something.
750. So I'm like, wow.
Wow, let's go. Yeah.
750.
Yeah. Hey, what was next stop?
After that,
we climbed right up to 750, and wow, man, what a rock star team. And that's when I was really like, man, we have such a stable of superstars. You know, I mean, and really and truly, you know, I gotta, you know, I said, wow, man, next stop $1 million after we hit 750. And Glenn was like, hey, man, you know, what do you mean?
You're doing it again.
What do you mean you're doing it again? You know, and I said, well, yeah, that's my personal goal. You know, why don't we settled on a goal. What was it?
800.
800, yeah. It's still about 800, isn't it?
It's 800. That's the
I've
goal.
never changed it. The goal is 800 because, you know, $1 million a month is not sustainable. But man, you rock star. What was your all-time record out of this store in a month?
1.2.
Boom! But
And
you
Joe will
carried,
say,
hey, and you
Joe will
carried
say,
200.
We carry 200. Joe will say 1.2. 253.
Yeah. Rain Man.
Right?
Where's
Don't forget
Joe
that.
at when you
Don't
need
forget
him?
that 253.
That's right.
You know?
Where's he at when you need him? Yeah. But the most impressive thing was we delivered 1.2 in a month and carried 200,000. You know, so that's really, we sold 1.4 million that month, which is amazing. I mean, wow. Again, that deserves. You know, I was on Brad Lea's podcast. So I would be dropping a bomb. I can't take it, but boom, that's a major boom from the boom boom room. But but you know, that's not sustainable. I never looked at that as being a sustainable number. You know, and our budget and everything we do revolves around 800,000. But boy, a couple months ago, you banged out another $1 million a month.
Yep.
You know, but that year, I think you did averaged about $1 million a month.
Yeah, we did 12 million.
Yeah, 12 million. Did you hear that? Does key to key work?
Absolutely.
Key to callback
100%.
work?
Yeah.
Do you
100%.
know the concept?
I know
now,
it like
Glenn?
the back of my hand.
Yes,
absolutely.
You do. Have you mastered it?
I have mastered it.
Do you sleep good at night knowing you've mastered it?
Absolutely. It's completely changed my life and so many other people's
Yeah.
lives.
Well, you
and
have changed so many lives now. So again, if you've come to Key to Key, and Glenn is obviously, this he is just a partner in not only Adams, he's a partner in Houston Boston Partnership, which is now we're changing the name. Boom! Hey, on the podcast you're hearing it, Houston Boston Partnership, Auto Hospitality Group.
Boom. Let's go.
We're all about auto hospitality. But Glenn's a partner also in Autoshop Answers. Is just a phenomenal trainer. As we scale the company, Glenn will be just in charge of training and doing all this training for us. He is spectacular. When I say at store operations, he's one of the best on the planet. There's no doubt about it. But on training, absolutely a superstar. So, man, not only have you mastered it, but now you train thousands of people across the country. And I was able, one time, I was doing all the key to key.
Yep.
And then I had some help, and now I don't get to do it anymore. Yay! No, I love doing it. And I can remember, it's so funny. I think back on when you guys were, as I was pushing you guys out front, and you guys were just do such a great job. But I would think, did they do that? And I would interrupt.
Oh, yeah.
And then finally they said, yes, Todd, we did it. And so I go, okay, bye-bye, I'm leaving you.
We got it.
Yeah, we got it. And so I've never been more proud of it. But man, we had a spectacular freaking weekend. Was it last weekend? My weeks go by so quick.
Last weekend, man, it was incredible. I got to go to Courtside. You guys were in Vegas.
Vegas,
and I'm glad because this is kind of like my first debrief of that, really.
Yeah.
I didn't hear too much about it. We've been just so busy.
So busy.
We had $100,000 weekend.
Boom! Is that
we
crazy?
were over at Courtside.
What, by the way, what is
and
your
the
record
team.
weekend at Adams Automotive 1010?
108,000.
Boom! Is that
Yeah.
crazy? 108.
Saturday, Sunday.
That's a heck of a month you had last weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
So last weekend you did right over 100,000 again. Again, that's amazing. In our business, auto hospitality, we're open 7 days a week. It's spectacular. Maybe it's not for you, but man, let me tell you, our customers, dual income with kids, dual income without kids, they're off on the weekend, and they have spoken. Man, we understand weekends are mission critical.
Absolutely.
But they sold $100,000. Joe Adams tried to actually give me another dollar, and I said, no, it was just $1 bet, the first time, But
We've done it. That's three. We've done it 3 times. Three
that's
times.
amazing.
Which
but
is
see,
crazy.
and it's not only have you broken 103 times, it's the spectacular results of 52 weeks of weekends. Again, when we started scaling Adams, it was not open on Saturday or Sunday, and that was also another funny story. Hey Glenn, we're going to open on Saturdays. And man, if we do this number, I said, you won't have to work weekends or something. I can't remember.
It was 500. It's like, look, I'm opening weekends.
Yeah.
I'm a retailer.
No, I'm opening Saturdays.
Open Saturday.
I'm not opening Sundays yet.
You were planting
but
seeds.
I was gonna open Sunday eventually.
Sprinkling seed is what you used to call it.
Spreading that seed.
Spreading that seed. Yeah. And so you're like, look, do 500, and you guys don't have to work weekends. Me and Jose were Monday through Friday, because our industry teaches you kind of like that's what you're trying to accomplish. You're trying to get to that ivory tower. You're trying to get to weekends off. Like, it's a different mentality. Yeah. And so you guys
not our mentality,
but the industry, right?
Yeah,
grow to multi-unit and grow store count. And it's a crazy deal. And so you're like, hey, look, go do 500, and we'll build a team for the weekend.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sure.
So we do that, and then we launched Saturdays. You, me, Jose, and we were crushing it.
No, man, I'm telling you. See, and people don't understand this. Were we in the trenches? Oh man, we PMI'd every car. See, if Saturdays and Sundays will work if you launch them correctly.
Yes.
If you think you're going to put a team in and say, I need you to open up your store on Saturday, it's not going to work.
It's a punishment to them.
It's
a punishment. Most of these shops that are out there, they're there on Sunday because they feel that they're being punished. Yeah. That's why you drive by a shop, and on a Sunday, you'll see a couple of GSs sitting on sitting on tires, smoking cigarettes out in the
Yes,
parking
yeah,
lot. We
yeah.
see that all the time.
And they're saying no on the phone.
And they're
for
saying
sure.
no on the phone. And so we look at it like, man, it's just another day.
Another day.
And
but
we
when
execute.
we launched, when we rolled, we were here.
Sure we
for
were.
months.
Well, I ended up
working
being
it.
here.
No,
So
you started
my
working
deal,
weekends.
My deal was work Monday through Friday. We'll build a team for the weekends. And I remember the first couple months, we were.
We're
hey,
in
we're
a shop, folks.
Hey, we're in
If
a
you get
shop
little
here, man.
background
Yeah.
noise. Hey,
Let's go.
We're shooting a podcast live.
Hey, straight from the trenches, came upstairs, do a podcast.
Upstairs, do a podcast from a podcast center.
I'll be right
So
back
if you
down.
want something with no noise, we're not the podcast to watch. How's
Yes.
that? Go ahead.
Yeah. So
Because the sound of that wrench's money is paying for this podcast.
pays for everything.
That's right.
And so
Customer pays for
you
everything.
said, yeah, exactly. So you said, hey, you can have the weekends off, whatever. We'll build a team. And then we launched it, and then it became a normal day. Like, it was just a normal day.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I wake up years later, I worked every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I love working weekends, by the way. We have no competition on the weekends.
Zero.
Everybody's saying no. Even shops that are open are saying no. Matter of fact, they're saying no during the week.
Uh-oh.
I mean, all week long. And so I love weekends, and it's just a normal day. And so I tell people all the time, like, how would you limit your success
Yes.
in your career to a day on the calendar?
That's crazy.
And people just look at it like, well, I need weekends off. Well, like, it's just a different mindset. You really don't.
They do
And
not understand work-life integration.
right.
And most people don't understand generational wealth, scaling companies, retail, outrageous customer service. Customer pays for everything. They're in it for them, period.
Right.
And yet, if they change their mindset, wow, what a difference that makes.
Yeah.
I mean, and I tell people when I'm traveling around the country speaking, that there's a population of people who need to work on Sundays, Saturdays and Sundays.
100%.
A population. All you gotta do is advertise for them. There are people in our space that need it. And we talk about it all the time about there's shops out there that are open 4 days a week. That's just ignorant. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I hope I don't offend anyone, but I really don't care. That's not a business. That's a hobby.
Right.
I mean, your technicians can't make enough money. Again, we have technicians pushing $300,000 over that this year.
Sure.
And and they only work 5-day work weeks. We have different shifts that we pull. But man, oh man, the guys that are open, and there's even some shops open 3 days a week. That's not even a business. That's not even a hobby.
I heard of one
That's like
2 days a week.
Yeah,
Recently on a podcast.
that's
2 days a week.
That's like good. Just open up. Then you're running out of your home garage, because they have side work. They have to go
Sure.
get paid somewhere. And so I always tell people, shame on my industry, that they don't allow technicians to be available 7 days a week or whenever they want to work, because they go home with tools in their car doing side work. And my industry, they'll deny it and say, no, they don't. Well, hell, yes, they do. Come
Sure.
on, get real, guys. You instead of allowing them to come to a beautiful facility, and if they want to work over, if they want to work on a Saturday, they can. If they want to work on a Sunday, they can. And man, they can grind out, I mean, really and truly flag big hours, huge hours.
Yeah, and I think, like, how many people have we seen change that said
yeah.
they would never open on the weekends?
Yeah.
We were interviewing Amy, and she was against Sundays. Saturdays, yes, but she was against Sundays. And then she had a situation where she broke down on a road trip on a Sunday,
That's
and they
right.
were trying to find a shop, and it changed her mindset. But everybody that comes through, I mean, we've had so many people convert to that, and this isn't about changing your business
Yeah,
to
it's up
open
to
in
you.
7 days a week, but when you come through the programs, it's life-changing, and it's just a whole different deal.
Yeah,
So,
you have that option, though. You do have that option.
sure. So I wanted to get more into
Go.
Vegas.
Let's go.
Tell me about Vegas, and I'll tell you about Courtside.
Viva
but
Las Vegas.
I want to hear
yeah.
about the deal.
Well, obviously, we miss Glenn because it's normally the Glenn and Joe show.
Yeah.
But, we had Joe and Charlie Zalakos. Shout out to
Studs.
both those guys. Such studs. And so it was an amazing show. We were at Lightspeed BT Studio, Brad Lea's offices. So we videoed it for video training We have a full video training library now as we go forward with private equity. It's smoking good.
Yep.
But it was great. Obviously, about the only drawback was if you look us up on social media and you see some of our reels, they have very fancy chairs there that were almost recliners, and it's like, wake up, boy!
Yeah.
Because you could get it's almost like in a bar, Berkeliner,
Oh yeah.
But it was great. We're in Vegas. We had a great West Coast crowd come through. We had some guys who were from the West Coast that had been through your training before, and obviously, the more you come through, the better you are.
Yep.
Period. That's it.
For sure.
And so it was a wonderful training program. We had a great time. It was, again, spectacular. Brad came out and spoke for 30 minutes to an hour, and then we went upstairs and crushed out a Dropping Bombs podcast, which was a lot of fun. I mean, Brad's a stud, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it was great. I mean, again, the thing about it now, do you recall when we first started, really offering key to key out in the public? People come in all defensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're not getting that anymore. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, we're not getting that anymore. I mean, I guess right now, Charlie Zalakos and Mikey Quinn are sitting in Canada doing a major training program for Midas, doing a 2-day key to key for Midas. We do a lot of private training out there, and here's what's really great: is man, when they see that these larger companies are embracing auto hospitality, embracing it, well, they're not shooting holes in it; they're embracing it.
Yep.
Because man, we do have an industry that's frozen in time. It really is, and if it comes to your operational model and the image of your store, so in just everything we teach in key to key, and then throw in the AI, AI is not going to take anyone's job here, but someone who knows AI is going to take your job. If you do not know AI, I want you to understand you will lose your job. Period. That's a fact.
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
understand?
Oh yeah.
And we're AI infected in our business. And that goes back from our original Polaroid camera. It's always fun to go to key because you see the progression from a Polaroid camera, Radio Shack recorder, to this file folder, this organizer, that we would put index cards in for callbacks, to now see, digital technology, push a button, Moto visuals, ChatGPT off to the customer watches it, calls them up, you guys close the deal. Man, it's spectacular. Yeah. It's spectacular. But and so we've gone from a Polaroid camera, this great digital technology, to animations, explaining, to the customer exactly what they need, clearly showing them what's on their vehicle, and then from there, real AI and listening to phone calls, which you're a master at it. You are a master at training on phone skills, which is mission critical. How important are phone skills? Right?
It's the most important thing.
It is the most important thing.
It really
Communication skills and how you answer the phone. I can remember my father-in-law was training me on phone skills and mentoring me on it. Man, you answer that phone with a smile, and yes is the answer. What's your question? Period. You have to say yes to your customer. And as I started recording calls, and it's probably still, whether I'm in Vegas, whether I'm training somewhere else around the country, it blows me away that in 1986 I started recording phone calls. And it's my favorite exercise at Key to Key.
Yeah, and it's the same.
It's your favorite exercise.
How predictable is it?
Yes.
It's as predictable as the day is long.
Glenn will absolutely make phone calls to service centers, competitive service centers with someone in the room.
Yep.
And he will predict exactly what they're going to say. So he can predict exactly how not to answer the phone and how to say no. Isn't that amazing?
We know exactly. Here, I'm going to tell you something crazy, and this happened this last Courtside. So we talk about this all the time. what is your ticket average? Our ticket average is $1,000, right? That's with every single car that comes through our shop. So every phone call is worth $1,000. That means that phone rings, it's worth $1,000. So in training, I'll say, look, this is what I'm going to do. And you can do this too. I'm going to call the shop. I'm going to tell them the check engine light's on. And they're going to tell me it could be spark plugs, it could be coils. They half the time they tell me you might need an engine, could be something internal. Customer has no idea what's going on. So we hang up the phone and it's predictable. And everybody, goes, oh my gosh, that's so
And they
predictable.
also tell you they can't get to it for a week.
Oh yeah, they say no. Of course, they say no.
can't
Nope,
get to it
can't
for a
get to you. It's going to be next week. My check engine light's flashing. Well, I'm so sorry. We can't get to you until next week. We're booked, right? And then they pump their chest that they're booked up. So we know it's $1,000. So we translate in our mind. Phone rings. Thank you for calling Adams Automotive. This is Glenn. How can I help you? Hey, Glenn, I've got $1,000 burning a hole in my pocket, and I'm trying to figure out what's the fastest way I can get it to you if you deliver me amazing service. And I'm like, can I come get it right now?
No.
Okay, that's how we translate it in our mind. So we took it a step further this last time. Call up the shop. We did it in the group exercise. The guy says, hey, I'm in town right now. I'm having a grinding noise on my car, and I've got $1,000 budget. Can you get me in today? And you know what they tell him? No. I can't get you in. So we literally did it.
Traveling through town, I think.
Traveling through town. We literally said, we have $1,000. We just actually did that, right? I have $1,000 burning a hole in my pocket. Can you do it? And they said,
no.
Can't get to you.
Can't get to
I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Gosh,
It's
no,
wild.
My business, our industry is absolutely insane. I mean, they're frozen in time. They say no all the time. They actually think they're busy. See, think about it. When you're doing, you might think you're busy at 100K or 150K. Are they busy?
Well, I think, this is what I think. I think a lot of people are being trained out there. I know this.
Wrong.
By people wrong, for sure. But I think the people training don't even know it's wrong. They don't. They believe they're giving the good stuff. Right. They believe they're teaching the right way. How do I move the needle just a little bit? How do I move this number just a little bit? But they don't understand that all that time they're spending trying to move that needle a little bit this way, they're missing out on the big picture, which is saying yes to your customer, serve your customer, hire spectacular people, hire the best technicians that you can get, be attractive so that those people will actually come to you. People miss the boat on that. And then there's just bad leadership out there, and people don't want to work for bad leaders, and we know that. And that's what I love about
dirty shops and bad leaders.
Yeah, Courtside. I want to talk a little bit about that. So Courtside is amazing because they've already been through key to key a couple of times. This is the cool part. Key to key, most of the time we have 60-70% new faces in there, and then we have our repeat people that continue to come back, and that's obviously growing. But Courtside is, man, everybody is like players committed.
They've already come through. You got to come through a couple of times before we can let you come to Courtside.
Yep.
When you go to Courtside, man, you're in it to win it. You are engaged. You are working the concept.
Yeah, you're
doing the reps.
We're sitting at a table. I'm like, we have these breakout groups, and I'm like, the horsepower at this table. It's insane. We're sitting there, and it's me and it's Bill Lewandowski, which we just did a podcast.
Oh,
He's an absolute stud. Lockdown
Bay One
Luke.
Bill, baby, shout out.
Bill. Lockdown Luke. We got Donovan. We got William Labano. And we're literally sitting there on a call training.
How about you shout out to Rob Eskew? Boom, True
stud.
Euro, let's go.
Major stud.
Yeah.
And it's like the horsepower of doing a breakout group, of recruiting, like what that just sparked right there, like just to see people's complete, transformation in their mind of, wow, I get it now. Like waiting for someone to fall in your lap ain't happening.
No.
It's not happening. But if I get on the phone and I'm actually active and I am like just having the effort to try and reach people, and then I can send them out, whether it be recruiting video, shop tour, podcast. I sent one out yesterday. It's like, listen to one. Listen to one. This could change your life. We had a guy in Key to Key a couple weeks ago. He's like, I stumbled upon a podcast and I listened to everyone multiple times, and then I booked a flight and I came here and this changed my life.
Yep, sure it will.
That fast.
Changed your life, yeah.
And so
the industry has it completely backwards.
100%.
This is wrong.
Yeah.
And I love it when I'm at Key to Key, even in Vegas. I ask the question, how many people in here do brake jobs? Well, everybody does brake jobs. And I say, so that's not a competitive advantage at all, is it? No. Everybody does brake jobs. So customer service has to be the competitive advantage. Outrageous customer service, auto hospitality, speed of service. I also sit there and go, my industry doesn't get it. It's
Right.
not about getting a car fixed today. It's about easing their mind, figuring out what is wrong with the car, and giving them transportation to take care of their life. And man, you're in great shape then. You got it? Period. It's that simple. You know, it's like NASCAR. You know, I love NASCAR. A lot of our speed of service is around a pit crew. The speed rack is all about a pit crew, and and NASCAR used to have a saying, "Win on Sunday, sell on Monday." Well, I'm inspect on Sunday, fix on Monday. It's not very hard, but yet where are you gonna get the parts at? How are you going to get the parts for that car? How are you going to do this? I'm like, oh my God, man.
Did you see my
Did
picture
you hear what I just told? Oh
of
my
myself
God!
on
Isn't that
Monday?
great? Yeah.
So I sent a picture out, and it's my part shelf on Monday,
Yeah.
the intake of parts, and it is. We
Massive.
did a $100,000 weekend,
Right.
and the part shelf
Were
is
your
just.
technicians happy when they showed up on Monday?
Oh, absolutely, they
So
understand.
you mean you could actually feed them a massive
Oh,
hours?
just feed them
Yeah,
gravy.
yeah,
Here you go,
yeah.
here you go, here you go. Because people think you need to have technicians. Look, you don't even have to have technicians on Sunday to sell work. We sold, I think our record here is 88 hours.
Yeah,
we sold
that's
on
right.
a
I
Sunday
remember it very
with
well.
no technician.
Yeah,
No technician available. There's technicians here that are doing some work or whatever. But like on the speed rack, we sell 88 hours because look, we don't have to have the car diagnosed if it's a harder, complex one. We can keep that car, get the customer transportation. Look, see, the industry's like that. My check engine light's on. Well, man, I can't get to you today. Man, my technician's booked up. He's backed up. He's leaving early. My diagnostic technician's not here today. All those things we hear from our industry. Versus, absolutely, is now a good time to bring it in. Let me get it inspected for you. I'll inspect it while you wait. I will take this off your page. And then I get the car in. I can pull the code, and I can say, look, Mr. Customer, this is what we need to do. I need to spend some time with it. Let me go ahead and get you a ride home. We're going to take care of it. You're in good hands. Loaner car, Uber, shuttle, whatever it is. They just want to see action. They want to see something happening, and it's not fixing the car. Those cars I can keep over till Monday if I need to. But everything else, everybody knows what a broken control arm looks like, or bad ball joint, worn out brakes,
Axle,
leaking this,
I mean,
everything. It's so easy. It's right there. You can see it. Like, because even if you don't know anything about cars, a customer can look at something and go, that's not right.
That's right.
Should that be
Oh, you mean
leaking
you will
everywhere?
bring a customer out, let them look at the car?
Every single time.
Oh, you mean you have a clean enough facility?
Absolutely. It's
See,
the biggest part of our.
boy, big.
It's the biggest part. I do a lot of sales training.
How
and-
important, you're at Courtside, we're training them on actually doing shop tours.
Yes, live shop tours.
How important is that?
It's so important. So I do a lot of sales training, obviously, and I listen to a lot of calls. But here's the problem. It's not a problem, but it's like kind of like watching game film from a football game. Let's just say we talk about NFL. We're gonna go watch the game film, but watch it on maybe a game that nobody prepared for and learn the playbook and learn the routes. So I'm being reactive. I'm listening to calls to people that don't understand what leads up to the actual phone call, right? And that's what I learned a lot, even myself, from Courtside. So we're in there. It's Sunday. First car comes in. We're rack attacking the car. We're doing our little breakout group pods. And it's like 6 of us there. First car comes in, state inspection. Boom, we get it in. We rack attack that car. And what do we find on it? Immediately we find shocks are leaking on it. Okay, just covered. Okay, so immediately we go grab the customer, bring the customer outside, show them that fast. Okay, and that car ended up leaving for I think about $2,000. But see, the customer would never know that their shocks are leaking if we just pulled the car and hooked the machine up and said, hey, have a nice day. But we inspect the car, and that creates hours for our technicians.
Big time.
Now we have a technician, superstar Alex, from our now store, was at Courtside.
Oh my God, I met with him
Which
yesterday.
which is awesome because we're going to
He
start bringing all our
absolutely
technicians
loved
through.
it. He goes, wow, thank you for letting me attend that. He's going to Key next
See,
month.
they don't know a lot of times if we don't explain to them what goes into the actual 15-hour ticket that I just handed you.
Yeah.
You didn't see that the customer called up frantic on Friday night after hours, and then we said, yes, come here, we'll stay late for you. And then we're
meet
going
and greet going out. Man, a physical shop tour going out.
The shop tour.
Videos being shot, show sell happening, loaner cars going out. Then close the deal. And get those 15
That's right.
hours.
They call. So we do VIP Rack Attack Friday night before Key to Key. If you haven't been through that, you need to come through. You're in
Absolutely
the
need to be
trenches
there.
with our team running a day. And so what happens that night? Well, we're here. And if the phones are ringing and the doors are open, guess what? We say yes to our customers. Our sales always go up, that night from 6:30 to 7 when we're done, 7:15 when we're doing that Rack Attack. Our sales go up. You know why? Because we're here. We're available. People pull
right.
in. People call. We say
They
yes.
will keep coming.
And we do it in front of them. And so customer calls up 6:30. And we're closed. Technically, that's what the sign on the door says,
Yeah, we're
as
never
superstar
closed.
Chris Garcia says. That's just what the sign on the door says. So the customer calls 6:30. Absolutely, man, we're staying late for you. I'll open the gate for you if the gate's closed. We are here for you. And then we're going to get that customer, and then we're going to take them around. We're going to show them our shop. And we're going to tell them what they can expect from us. And they're going to meet people, and they're going to see it's clean, and they're going to see transparency, and they're going to see cars that look like theirs, and they're going to see a parking lot full of cars. Okay? And then we're going to get a great video, and we're going to show moto visuals, and we're going to break it down for them. And then when we pick up the phone, see, the work has already been done. The sale has already been made. And so listening to a phone call, for someone who hasn't done all that first, you're just listening to somebody taking the snap and just throwing the ball and hoping that receiver, right, goes where he's supposed to go.
They have no playbook.
And so it's reactive. There's no playbook.
No playbook.
And so when you do all these things leading up to it, it becomes very easy, and it's
So
just,
you mean
it's
your
just a whole
close
different
ratio
world.
goes up? And if your close ratio goes up, guess what? Let me see. If your close ratio goes up, does that change your entire image of yourself?
It changes
My
everything.
industry is getting rejected over 50% of the time, if not more. I mean, it could be a close ratio of 20 or 30%.
Not including the calls they miss. When I did that little post on that, 50% close ratio is the target for them, and that's the cars that actually make it to the shop.
Right. Now,
How many no's on the phone? Think about this for 1 second. 10% close ratio is what our industry has on conversions of phone call to actual car showing up. How crazy is that?
That's crazy.
10 to 15% is the act.
So we know this because we run it through AI.
That means,
we really do.
and that's not even we have our data, but that's not even just our data. That's outside sources saying if 10 people call, 1.5 cars are going to show up at your shop.
That's
now,
crazy.
out of that 1.5, you're getting 50% on that. So that's like, okay, 0.75 on 10. What is that?
horrible.
I don't even know what that close ratio is.
In the rejection, when you're getting rejected all day, I love using the illustration of having a restaurant full of people and half of them just stand up and walk out.
Right.
Wow, man, you would feel pretty rejected. That's all there is to it. Well, now you have to take that home, so it negatively affects your not only your business, your people, your attitude. Well, what happens when you learn a system that allows you to ramp up your close ratio, ramp up your car count, ramp up your profitability? Does auto hospitality pay better than auto repair?
Sure it does, and people get excited to actually go and do it.
Oh my God, and we've gamified the entire business. It's a great game of business. People run to work.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play this game. I can't wait for tomorrow, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And our whole team feels that way. I looked at the post after the $100,000 weekend. Did you see any mad faces?
Mm-mm.
I mean, they're holding that sign up, man, and they're going, bah, bah. See, it is winning. Winning is fun.
And no decision fatigue.
And there's a lot of shops out there who have never won. They don't win.
They don't know what it
They
is.
do not even know what winning looks like.
They don't.
And when we were perfecting a $40,000 day, and people go, "That's impossible." No, it's not. 15 car. 15. You take an hour. A PMI of 15 minutes. That's actually slow for us.
4 cars an
But
hour.
it's 4 cars an hour, 10-hour day, $40,000. And people go, "Yeah, there's no way." Well, come on down. I'll show you how to do it. I'll walk into your store. Can we walk into a store and do that with our eyes closed?
Absolutely, yes,
100%.
we can.
And when I tell you that, it means that Glenn and I and Jose and the team, I'm not kidding. I would not leave the store until 5 o'clock, till the last, until that last. Okay,
Give me my boom.
I need
Give me
it.
my
Give me
boom.
my boom. Give me my boom. We built boom rooms. It's so hot, and man, I would be so exhausted. I mean, it's hard. You run a $40,000 day, baby. You're PMI some cars. You got a lot of sweat going on. We're in Texas. And man, I would not leave. And then boom, boom, there it is, Todd. Man, I'd walk out of that car. Off we go. And someone drive me home and I'd fall asleep.
Yeah.
That's how
Well,
it went.
physically exhausted, but not mentally
Oh,
exhausted.
no,
And
I
that's-
couldn't wait for tomorrow.
You can't-
I
yeah.
can't wait to be here at 6:30 to start to take 5. How important is it to take 5?
It's the most. Everything I say is the most
Yeah,
important
it
thing.
is most important,
If you
yeah,
notice
yeah.
that, everything's the most
Yeah,
important thing.
yeah.
Well, you have to do take 5. That's the cool thing about Courtside is we're doing take 5s live. You get to spin the wheel, and then who goes up there, and it's just absolutely incredible to be able to see people that maybe have to get a little bit uncomfortable before they
You
can
have
get
to.
comfortable doing it, right? It could be a little bit nerve-wracking for somebody to see. The wheel gets, they spin the wheel, which is so fun. And then your name gets picked and you have to go up and do a take 5. And you're in a group full of people that are all learning this concept and some have been, further along than others. And once you get it and you get uncomfortable for a little bit, you start to become more comfortable. And then that's what transforms your business. So getting uncomfortable to get to a point where
Well,
you can
have
go
to
and lead
do-
your team.
As I tell everybody, you have to do 1 to do 100.
Right.
And so we do them every day. I've been doing them every day for so long in my life. It's nothing. I remember Charlie Zalakos. He hated doing it. He would not do a take 5. And I beat him. I pretty much beat him. As a matter of fact, there's my hammer. Oh, I beat him. And he started doing take 5s. And he fell in love with take 5s. He fell in love with training. He's always been a learner. Now, Charlie has perfected the business model. Charlie now speaks to large groups. Charlie now, when every month he is down at Courtside with Mike Quinn teaching that, and you're up here at Key to Key.
Yeah.
And so Charlie and Joe were down at over in Vegas, and that's why you went in and assisted and coached on Courtside. I mean, but you got to start with 1 take 5 to get there.
I mean, one
But
take
you
5.
cannot scale a company without doing take 5.
100%. So Charlie goes from, man, don't want to do it, to just nervous about doing it, right? First of all, he speaks what, 4 words when he comes? Cat, hat, man, dog.
Just watch his podcast.
Gosh, it's so good.
You got to watch him. Under the Lift, shout out Techmetric while we're sitting here. Watch their Under the Lift video series. They just won a Telly Award. It's spectacular. And you can see Perry Adams. You can see Charlie Zalakos. But yeah, Greek immigrant, spoke 4 words, and now he teaches this concept across the country.
But that take 5,
And he also
had to
has
get
generational wealth.
Sure he does. That take 5, that he had to get uncomfortable and a little uncomfortable to get comfortable to be able to go speak in front of hundreds, thousands, whatever
Training
that is.
Midas in
Training,
Canada,
right? Like you have to be able to do that, and so it's super important. And so that's where you get to get in the trenches, and we do it and we practice, as a group and as a team, and it's a lot of fun. And when people come through, that's like family. Okay, like going to Courtside is like being with family, right?
Well, I think our whole Autoshop answers and our family of businesses, we don't even call them clients, they are family.
Family.
I think about Caleb and Precision Tune, what's going on in their world. They've been around 50 years. They don't miss training programs.
Right.
We hosted a private training program for their leadership group a couple months ago. They come in all the time. Auto Hospitality is transforming their company. Auto Hospitality is only transforming Precision Tune, transforming Midas. It transforms anyone's business that comes through. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
We have other companies. I mean, like we've seen other companies that are coming through, changing their business. So it translates into all service, any business. It's style. It's perfected.
It's a perfected business model, not only in auto hospitality, but it is in service hospitality. So we have had roofing companies come through now. We've had
power
home
washing
services, plumbers. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun to go there. Like, oh my God, I can use this. And I go, oh yeah, you can. We're with Tommy Mello out of his Home Freedom, and we met a lot of people. We said, man, you guys should come through Key to Key. They came through key to key, and they're like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, like, amazing. So, yeah, it's pretty spectacular. One other thing that I saw, I love this, is people have a hard time terminating people. And so they have B players or C players on their team. You have a panel of studs up there. A players. Hammers. Hammers. Yep. Oh, boy, tell me about your hammer time. And then you get people up front and teach them how to actually terminate someone. Which blows me away because I'm never nervous about terminating anyone. I make a deal with you. We're the NFL.
Yep.
And I run it like a pro sport franchise. I tell everybody that up front. I always have since 1986. And that means I'm different. Mm-hmm. I'm going to wear ties in 1986. I'm going to glove up. I'm going to be in white shirts, button down. I'm going to be the NFL car repair, but the good guys. Mm-hmm. And we still are that. And so when someone signs up to play on our team, we tell them, hey, man, you got to make the cut. I'm going to bring you on. There's a 90-day probationary period. You got to go through onboarding, key to key, courtside. You have to show that you can play in the NFL. If not, I will terminate you.
Yeah, and we get to and they practice that in courtside. But
which
the hammer panel, like to answer your question on the hammer panel, that's fire. Yeah. We actually added Donovan to the hammer panel.
Boom!
This last
Shout
one.
Out to Donovan.
Boom!
Yeah.
What a stud!
What a great team we have.
What an amazing team! And so you've got this hammer panel, and it's just 5 studs up there, and they're answering questions from everybody that's coming through. And it's just all these great questions. Matter of fact, that's available for people to watch. Mike uploaded it on his channel, so they can watch the whole deal, the whole interaction, which is really cool.
So good,
But look, you got to be able to manage these hammers, right?
There's so much content that's available, through Autoshop Answers and its family of businesses. Go to AutoshopAnswers.com, please sign up. Again, hey, we have a money back guarantee. How many times have we given money back? Every 0. And I'm talking about over a very long period of time. Most of your industry guys that are players within the industry have come through key to key. They either work for me at one time and then scale their own company, or companies that are scaling. Most of them have come through key to key and bring their management team through. So, we're changing a lot of companies out there, which is spectacular, not including what we're doing on the private equity side, which is a whole nother ballgame. But, man, when you're in the trenches with your wrenches, again, I don't have an office here. It blows people away. Glenn's office is in Bay 1. It's right out that window. Glenn will PMI cars with the team. Which I used to do. Unfortunately, I'm 66 now and can't do it quite as well. But hey, yesterday I was up at Woodlands. Great story. Here's a perfect example. Yesterday at the Woodlands, lady comes in for tire pressure. Just tire pressure, and she pulls up, and I go, wow, man, let's get her out of that car. Let's get the car on the rack. And because really, it's like all I have to do is we're going to also just bring it in real quick so I can inspect your tires, make sure that we're going to fill them up with pressure, inspect them, make sure all the treads are good, make sure there's no nails or anything in them. And who doesn't take you up on that? And so we pull right up on the speed rack, but bring it in, man, a friggin' motor mount's coming out of the motor. I mean, literally, when you put it in gear, and that was $2,000 right away. On motor mounts. Tires were fine, filled them up, walked her out, showed this extremely bad motor mount, and closed that deal right away. Yeah. And see, now how many shops would have done that? Well, we'll tell you, Discount Tire, if you visit one of their stores, which is they're a high quality tire store, let me tell you, they have a place where they air up tires. Yeah. When they air up tires, they get down and check that tread, man. They're inspecting the tires, seeing if one's too low, if it's not just low due to temperature changes. Boy, they want to know if there's a nail in there or not. And see, my industry doesn't understand. Every single car that gets on your drive is an opportunity.
Yeah.
There's trainers out there who tell you not to do state inspections. Well, you're freaking nuts. What's our ticket average on a state inspection? $1,000. What's our ticket average on an oil change?
1,000.
See, wow, you people crazy? It's my professional obligation when that customer comes in for a state inspection to offer them, and we don't even offer, we just do it for them. We're going to bring up on my speed rack, do the state inspection, and look it over to make sure the vehicle's in what? Tip-top condition, period. And what's our ticket average on that? $1,000.
$1,000.
Oil change, preventative maintenance inspection, make sure your vehicle's in what? Tip-top condition.
Well, how many
do you put your babies in broke cars?
They do not. And how many cars are going to shops and leaving shops broken, and the customer, do you know that the customer, like when the customer comes to your shop and they leave, regardless of what they're there for, they believe their car is safe.
That's right.
And more times than not, it's not. And a lot of people say
I use that as an example.
Low ticket average, low
ticket
integrity.
Average is low integrity. You got it. See, wow, how can that be? See, now the industry's scratching their head. You got a low ticket average, you got a bunch of oil changes running through your shop or just state inspections, you got an integrity issue in your business because you're letting cars leave your shop, especially oil changes. Oil changes, that customer thinks, I've changed my oil, my vehicle's in good shape, they did it, they didn't say anything was wrong with it, and I'm driving down the road. Wow. If you did not, it's your professional obligation to inspect that car. If you inspect that car, you will find problems with that car. Period.
100%.
100%. This is brand new. Oh my gosh,
Even brand new.
But it's our professional obligation to inspect cars. Well, yeah, even on our side, we'll check balance, we'll check alignment.
But even so, we find problems on brand new cars that we get to bring. Okay, so think about this. Car comes in, let's say it's got 5,000 miles on it. Our shop, or our industry is not even looking at that car. They're doing an inspection on that car. They're saying, hey, have a nice day. It's got 5,000 miles. What could be wrong with it? We'll lift the car up. We'll find a concern on it that's under warranty at the dealership for the customer. Take the car over to the dealership for the customer. Get the car serviced. Bring it back to our shop. Wash it, vacuum it, and deliver it back to the customer.
Wow.
Now, what is that worth?
Outrageous customer. It's worth a lifetime customer.
To find something that's under warranty for a customer.
And then they get cycled through our call center. So now they're in my call center. So we're going to set them up for the next oil change. Our call center last month did $1.8 million in reoccurring revenue. Just making calls, setting up weekend appointments.
Yes.
For fluid exchanges, for brake inspections, for oil changes, for state inspections. See, man, show me your schedule and I'll show you what?
Success.
You bet your butt I will. And let me tell you something, man, and the better you answer the phone, our inbound, outbound call center, oh my God, that
Hey man, look, we are, man, very, very dialed, on this. We talk about the industry being 10 to 15%. We're way better than the industry, and we're still getting better. 6 a.m. this morning, I had a call with, I do every Friday morning with our inbound call center, private training with them. It's like 6 of us on the line, and we're dialing in to bridge the gap between call center and shop floor and just meshing the two together. So 6 a.m. this morning. Tomorrow, 7 a.m., we have a call with the entire platform where we're going to train and get better. And that's before our take 5 where we go and then we execute the day. So
Glenn is like an amazing trainer, a spectacular trainer. The other thing I want to talk about, how many claps did you get?
What do you mean?
Training, huh? How many claps do you get? I think our record's about
200. And,
our record?
Our record over the weekend was 280 or something.
So during a 2-day program, that means the audience, the people we're training, clap 280 times. It's spectacular, guys. See, it is. Is it not amazing to watch their lives the transformation? I do a deal. Key to key called the Dash.
Yeah.
And I mean, oh boy. I get all choked up. It's faith driven. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Man, you see the tears in the audience. Because it makes you think, wow, man, and what a great industry we're in. there's just a lot of people giving out bad information in our industry.
Yeah.
Man, hey, what do you have to lose? You've gone to all these other people, you know, and I will just assure you this is the transformation that will change your life. You know, with Glenn, we started together 6 years ago. We have a company today that will push close to $100 million in revenue. Glenn's been instrumental in that. We have an enterprise value is somewhere just caught between 3 and 500 million. We're nowhere near done. I mean, we have a lot to do. We're growing $1 billion plus business. Do you have any doubt in your mind that we will hit that?
I don't, and I'll tell you why. So every crazy thought that you've had
Crazy.
along the way,
yeah, you got.
you
Hey,
said if people
hey,
don't think you're crazy, you're not thinking
that's
big
right.
enough.
Amen. Hey,
Every
ask
step
Sadie,
of the
ask
way,
Sadie,
man. It's like Todd. This morning it happened. Todd, every week you're like, man, hey, busy week this week. I've heard that every week over the past 6 years, right? You say, man, we got a busy weekend. We got a busy week. Hey, it's a busy month.
Yeah,
and I hear that every single, every single
stop.
week.
Yeah.
And then you tell me these things, and they always come true, and I'm just like, this guy's kind of crazy. Like I would think that at the beginning. Now I don't think that. I'm like, well, he said that. It's going to happen because he said that, and he's and delivered all the way through.
You can't. It's virtually impossible to, to explain to everybody how you truly scale a great company, how you do it. I can't teach private equity in an hour.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing it a long time. I totally understand it. We're right in the middle of a bake-off right now, which is exhausting. You got bankers in here. You got private equity firms in. We're flying there and doing their programs. I mean, it's outrageous. But when we find the right private equity firm, the banker that represents us, and then we find the private equity firm that we're going to partner with to de-risk our portfolio, not sell our company, de-risk our portfolio, which is very different. And then I call it the finished start line. Again, we're highly competitive here, so think of racing. It's one finish line, but it's also the start line, because once we do the deal with private equity, well, now we have to scale even more.
Right.
And we have a very defined funnel, way that we scale private equity roadshows. We're very, very good at this stuff. And the good news is, how have you learned, Glenn? Are you pretty savvy with private equity now?
I am. I've learned so. Matter of fact, you know what I just did the other night?
Tell me.
I've been through 2 Adam Coffee road shows.
Yeah, by the way, if you haven't read, shout out. I love shouting out to people. So
He's a stud.
Shout out to Adam Coffee, Private Equity Playbook. Please read it. Read all Adam's stuff. And before you jump there, I'll come back. Shout out to Jose Garcia and our great team. Man, oh man. But see, he's very important. During our training,
Sure he is.
He shifts over here, and he actually crushes out these numbers, while Glenn is training, whether it's key to key or courtside. But go ahead on Adam.
Yeah, so he does a deal where he says, look, if I do a 10-question quiz on everybody in the room, whatever that room is, before he starts a program, that, like, I forget what percentage, 90% of the people will fail that quiz. And he has access available, right? And he's a stud, and we've learned from him, and I've learned so much from you and been able to learn from him as well. And I took that quiz the other night, and I got 10 for 10.
Boom! There you go, baby.
And I was that was a proud moment, because I was like, wow, I really learned.
There you go again.
Let's go.
Hey,
I learned a lot where people fear private equity because they don't understand it. I didn't understand it. I went through a private equity deal that I thought wasn't a good deal, but now looking back after I learn and know, I understand they did what they were supposed to do. I just didn't understand the difference between a bolt-on and a platform and what that actually meant. And so that's changed my whole perspective. So a lot of people are giving their thoughts on private equity based on wrong information, secondhand information. They don't know.
They really have no idea. They don't know what they don't know.
Yeah, and private equity is banging down people's doors right now. They're buying everything.
They have a couple $1 trillion on the sidelines looking for spectacular companies. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of spectacular companies. And private equity also is making some bad moves. They're I call it Frankenstein approach. They're just buying and bolting Frankensteins. No culture, no infrastructure, no flywheel, no real training program. Think about the Autoshop Answers family of businesses is just outrageous. When you talk about key to key, you talk about a recruiting company, you talk about our video company, Autoshop Media. You talk about Autoshop callbacks or inbound, outbound call center. You got Peter Serendidis is actually in our room with tech training. Man, we have everything. We are a true platform company with company stores and bolt-on stores, and you will see significant growth out of us.
Hey, look, come see us. Come to Houston. Go to Boston. Go to AutoshopAnswers.com. Get with Todd Westerland. Follow us on all the social media.
LinkedIn, all social media. Follow Glenn Piccolo, myself. AutoshopAnswers.com, Todd Westerland. Also, guys, if you're in the business, you know someone who's come through. Just call them. Just call them. And if you watch this podcast and you have been through, could you please tell a friend and change their life just as your business has been transformed? You will see so many of your friends' businesses that are being transformed. I mean, massive. And so please tell a friend. You'll change their lives with them, and that's what it's all about. I have to, before I wrap up, our newest program is Autoshop Ministries. We're a faith-based company. I have to talk about this. We now have a new program on Sundays where Autoshop Ministries is sponsoring. We have our own minister on staff, Devontae Tidwell, and what he's going to do is he will give a Sunday service the pod will drop every Sunday starting next month. But when you are in town, which is really cool, he will do a live sermon for us 6:30 to 7, and then 7 our program kicks off, and so we're so excited about that. And then, as you guys know, if you come through Key to Key and Courtside, and you want to go up to Lakewood and really experience Joel Osteen and Lakewood Church, we have access to some pretty good seats there, and so it's a lot of fun. So, but I really want to drop that in there. We love the Lord and we love what we do, and if God is for you, who can be against you? So now I get the God go going. So anyway, hey man, what a great podcast.
Boom. Let's go.
I'm so proud of you, Glenn Piccolo.
Hey,
guys,
thank you
give
for
it up for
everything.
Glenn Piccolo right here.
Hey.
What a stud. And Josh, thank you so much.
Boom.
Autoshop Media. So we are again, Autoshop Answers, AutoshopAnswers.com, Todd Westerland. Sign up today.